The first video clip is a model for table presentations. It is very informal with a very short bio because the speaker is familiar with the audience. The conclusion is also very short. There is no summary. The speaker simply thanks the audience and asks if there are questions. This all makes for a very informal presentation, which is appropriate for a presentation meant to be fun. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. I'm Jim. For my media presentation, I have chosen film, and I'm going to speak about one of the most famous movie stars of all time, Godzilla. Godzilla's first movies were in 1954 and 1955. This is the first movie, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And this is his second movie, Godzilla Raids Again. The first movie he destroys Tokyo, and the second movie he destroys Osaka. And you can see Osaka Castle in the background. There were a number of other movies in the late 50s, and by the 60s they were in color. And this is Mothra versus Godzilla. It's a giant moth. And by the 70s it was Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. 1975. By then, the series was starting to lose a bit of its focus. There were more movies made. By the 80s, there was an animation. Godzilla had a son. He was a nice guy. It sort of got a little bit off track, but they continued to make Godzilla movies. And in the 90s, there were 6 movies. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, Godzilla vs. Mothra again, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Destroyer, and Godzilla 2000. So through the 1990s, there were 6 Godzilla movies. Now these movies were all made in Japan by Toyo Films. By the 90s, American filmmakers got involved. I believe there were 5 films made by an American company of Godzilla. There was some collaboration, they worked together, but I think most of them were in Japan. There's been over 30, and maybe 5 of them were made in America. And the last one that was made in America is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, in 2019. So they returned to the original title. One thing I'd like to mention is 1962, King Kong versus Godzilla, 1962. This theme was brought up again in 2021 with Godzilla vs. Kong, and in 2024 we will see Godzilla vs. Kong, the new empire. Godzilla is not done. We have more Godzilla coming. And I have one more picture I'd like to share with you. That is Godzilla's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is a sidewalk in Hollywood where the most famous movie stars, Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra and John Wayne, they all have their stars on the Walk of Fame. Godzilla is there, and he deserves it. He is one of the biggest movie stars of all time. Thank you for watching. If you have a question, I'll try to answer.